So in the hallway, you see very typical to the 1835 style. Just as that room is 1835, the hallway is also 1835. We have various furniture that's an example of that period. And I really like the furniture that's here in the hallway because of its direct relationship to the Greek temples. If you look at them, you've got these beautiful columns underneath each one of these tables. You've got the Ionic column over there with the scrolls on either side, and you have the Doric column here. And they're just absolutely gorgeous. Back here you've got another Ionic column. The lamp fixtures, again, are columns. They're direct copies of those Greek temple columns. Not so much that one over there, but definitely this one here on this hall table. You also see some other very typical styles with the shells on that sofa back there. This chair here is, if you look at it from the side and you look at the items that are on the temples, you'll often see gods sitting in thrones, and it's that same style that you see on those Greek temples. These chairs are made just like the style of those chairs that we see on the temples. Again, in here in the hallway, I think you can really see the seams of the loom and where that loom fits, where the carpet would fit on the loom as it was woven. They're all wool carpets, too.
And again, this carpet came from the same
manufacturer.
And so you drew a pattern of what you wanted?
We looked at carpet that was time period related.
Okay.
So, and we chose carpet based on the historical value of it, the historical nature of it.
If you could speak to that panel.
Sure, that's
Please.
actually a stencil that is there. Just as any other house, people move in, people leave, and people redecorate. So at one point in time, stenciling was all throughout all of the building, all of the house. And when we stripped down all the many layers of wallpaper, we found stencils throughout. So we left a stencil there. There was also a stencil around the rectangular medallion here on the top of the ceiling. That was, there was some damage to the ceiling, and that was painted over a few years ago when we replaced the paint on the ceiling.
So we don't know at what point that was the stencil.
Probably 1890s, which is when the Rising Room was also painted originally with the stencil. This clock here, the banjo clock, is one of our newer acquisitions. And again, that information about those pieces are in those books. It discusses the provenance of the piece. It discusses, all the different things that you might want to know about. Any other questions about our hall?
The front door, I thought I remembered at one point listening to Wonderful Joseph's talking about something about the front door,
Well,
or maybe the window or the lattice or something.
It's certainly, if you look at Asher Benjamin's books on the Greek Revival style, and he is really acclaimed as bringing the Greek Revival style so prominently in America. And if you look at his books, this is a direct copy of one of the styles that's in his book with the lattice, around the actual front door. If you look out onto the porch, you see those really intricate columns that are typical of what you would find on a Greek temple. So all of those things are typical of that Greek Revival style.
The stairway.
The stairway is a really unique feature. There's no central post to hold the stairway, so it's all suspended from that outer wall as you spiral up. Now, one thing that is often discussed in our docent trainings are the ideas of myths that you often hear when you go to house museums. some of those myths being, oh, it's a coffin door. So, you know, they had to make the door wide so you could get the coffin through. No, that's not true. They made the doors wide because that was the style. The little button on the bottom of the staircase, for many, many years we heard that's called the amnesty button. If it's silver, that means the house was paid for. If it's porcelain or wood, that means the house wasn't paid for. Now, why would you advertise that you didn't pay for your house? I don't think that you would do that. So that, again, is one of those myths that just kind of was, you know, exploited and took on a life of their own.
I do remember Caroline Rockwood saying that she did slide on banister.
She definitely did.
Unlike the gentleman that was speaking last week,
Yes,
who said his mother wasn't always wanted to.
yes.
Caroline did,
Mhm.
according to her.
Caroline loves telling stories about sliding down the banister. Her daughter Jody, when they were staying in the house while their other house was being renovated, Caroline tells the story that she was upstairs in the bathtub, and Dodie came upstairs and said, "Mom, I just fell over the banister." And Jody tells the story of when she fell over the banister about halfway down the banister, landed on the ground, managed to climb back up the stairs and tell her mom about it, who was upstairs soaking in the bathtub. So,
And
Great
you mentioned
stories.
you got a grant, so it's going to be.
the cupola will be opened up, yes.
That's going to be nice.
We've received a grant so that we can do the repairs necessary to open that back up.
Carolyn took us through here before they renovated it.
Mhm.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Seeing the bathroom, those few steps up
Well,
there.
the bathroom will not be opened up yet, you know, maybe down the line, although, you know, I don't know, there's no plans for that. But we are planning on opening up, the cupola is the light at the top of the very top of the stairs. So yes, we're very fortunate to have that grant, and we've been talking with architects and talking with builders and just trying to work through that process. Any other questions in the hall? All right, let's move.